When game company and game journalists are failing, what is the favorite thing they love to do? Gaslighting! And hello there, host. I'm Mega Kita there. So obviously today on the chat we are going to talk about game journalists and game company. Considering that they have been failing over these past few months, not years or era, but months, and they are also on their weekend, not because this is the Saturday Sunday period, but it's more on the WIT weekend. And the one thing they love to do when they are on the weekend, gaslighting people thinking that they are the right one or spreading false information to think that people will believe them. So obviously today we are going to use some game company to talk about it, but one of the things that a lot of people need to understand that some of the information on my top might also include one or two Japanese game company along the line, as they kind of like spread, like the DEI consultation firm has spread their dirty hand all the way to Japan side, so we can't really ignore that anymore at this point. So the thing is, right, when we are looking at like information such as the Veilguard from the game series the Dragon Age, it's kind of interesting that they're trying to claim that they sold 1 million copy as they are hunting down the whistleblower. So, putting into simple content, Mesh JT-san did talk about a video where he got insider within the Bioware company, the company that create Dragon Age, the Veilguard. And the thing is, right, the information was not painting the company in a good light. It's also the point where they also kind of talk about how the DEI, the diversity, the moral, everything is all-time low, or the survey is all-time low, everything is just bad. So, and even if they're trying to highlight that, oh, it's too hard to create a model, yeah, it's because the technology is not easy. But the thing is, right, when they do release such a thing, what is the thing they love to talk about? Oh, it's part of DEI. There is no realistic woman that looks sexy, even though there is a lot of online supermodel that look way good with a lot of what people love to see. Not gonna say that they are fighting, but I leave that up to your imagination. So the thing is, right, a lot of people need to understand is that the more you're trying to defend on the company itself, or when you try to talk in the company in a good light along the line, it became so damn bad that I have to do a video called the defense of the game itself was just bad, considering that they're trying to gaslight people, and I did talk about it previously, so do go and check that video out if you guys are interested on. But the thing is, right, when they're trying to gaslight people again and again, it's just getting more and more ridiculous, that when they're trying to highlight that even the game itself had reached 1 million copy. But the thing is, right, is it really true? As for right now, I think that it's just that maybe because they know, the company know that they have a whistleblower in their company. So what's the best thing they go about? Obviously spread even more information that help to kind of like water down the credibility of the whistleblower. The one thing that a lot of people need to understand that despite signing NDA for a game company or any company in actual way, one of the things that you do not want to spread is company secret. When you kind of like spread that kind of company secret, it does not look good, especially more so that the company can sue them as well for defamation or leak of information or this whatever thing that is. But one of the things that can protect this guy at this whistleblower at the moment is because if the company is doing everything within their power to do release bad game for their ideology or whatever method out there, because they just have their ego too big at this point of time, obviously there is something of like a protection for the whistleblower. I can't really know what is the best, was it the witness protection or the whistleblower protection? But when you have this kind of protection in place for this kind of people, obviously it does not look good for the company. And more so on this point of time, it's just that even right now, when I say like, when game journalists go and try to defend game company along the line, the way they go about it is just so bad. Even like one of the infamous one by Kotaku editor, which basically go blah, 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 top the chat. What chat? I'm actually kind of curious about that. So the thing is, right, when they kind of like realize that the more they talk about, the more they try to gaslight the people. People are not that stupid. Gamers are, if gamers can know how to play games, You have to expect they have at least the bare minimum of knowledge to know who is lying to them and who is not. Okay, at this point of time, okay. If you are a freaking game journalist listening to me, my advice to a lot of game journalists at the time was, don't think about gaslighting people. And at this point of time, I would just say up to you guys' face, game journal, game company. If the first thing you think that gaslighting people is the way to go, yeah, you got a huge thing coming. Because at this point of time, the more you try to gaslight people saying the thing is for the modern audience, is for the whatsoever, now we got Square Enix, a game company who is now having their stock plunge because their profit fall. Why? Because they so-called embrace DI. The thing is, right, even when you're trying to highlight a lot of those kind of things, the more you're trying to force unwanted stuff into people are not going to accept that. It's the same thing when you're trying to force a freaking vegan person to eat a meat burger. You can't really expect many people to like this sort of thing, and I don't even know any more metaphor at this point of time to tell you guys what is wrong with you. The thing is, right, for all the gamers who are listening out here, I'm not blaming anyone for saying that, hey, we should tell the company by voting using our wallet, which basically mean that if we don't like the game, we don't pay for the game, we don't buy the game, we don't play the game. But the thing is, right, over more than not, this kind of situation does help the company a lot. It can be helping, it can be hurting, but it's kind of at the end of the day, it does depend on which side of the hedge you are looking for. It's when you kind of like look at hedge itself, it's either you are helping it or hurting it. But one thing a lot of people need to understand is that even that the case, it brings eyes to the company situation. And the thing is, if the people who love the game, obviously they can buy the game, they can enjoy the game, no one should stop them. Everyone have their own cup of tea, and that is alright. One of the things that I always go about is that I will always be vocal about things, but I do not stop people from doing what they love. One of the things is that you should not stop around people, even to all the community people who is talking about badly about the games or game company along the line, is that we can be vocal about it, but a lot of people need to understand that being vocal is just that we are wanting the company to do better. Even for my case, is that adding DI to game is fine as long as the character look good, look realistic. Don't just use like ugly model and say that, oh, it's because it's look realistic like a real person. But at the end of the day, it's just that you are just gaslighting even yourself, or even anyone else, saying that this is because the technology to create a model is hard. I studied game development back in my days, and I know very well that even game creating a character is not easy. But with technology over the years, you can't deny that model had looked better and better over the year, and you can't just say that, oh, it's hard to create a model. Then who is the one doing the model? Are you trying to like invite new talents or people who is new to gaming and tell them to do model, and when the model doesn't turn out well, you just say that, oh, let's just put it into the game and say that it's because that we are basing it on a real life person. Even at this point of time, it's just gaslighting yourself, and you are just betraying your own self. So the thing is, right, at the end of the day, it's not the best way to go, especially that gamers, if they don't like it, they're gonna just not buy it. And when gamers don't buy it, obviously it's gonna hurt the company because it hurt the sales. And a lot of people need to understand that game company, they are paying rental, they are paying salary, and when those things dash out, the money will have to come from somewhere. You can't be saying that you are going to use investor. Investor will also be aware, and investor will pull out sooner or later, which happened to a lot of game companies nowadays. So the thing is, right, when they are now freaking out, a lot of people also need to understand one of the things that you do not want to not just embrace DEI and what's not. If the game are good, I can understand. But the thing is, right, even game journalists trying to defend game company by going as far that calling up the so-called documentary that talk about games in the bad light or a good light, or recommend or not recommend, and yet they're trying to highlight that all of the game list itself that is not recommended are actually considered huge successful title. I would consider a successful game when everyone are talking about it and playing it, as well as that the sales is in the 10 millions. Obviously, that is impossible at this point of time, but when a game can reach even 5 million, that's a huge milestone. But when you're trying to like saying like, oh, they have made 1 million copy along the line, but yet the game costs around in the 3-digit million to create, obviously the only way to break even, it has to be at least 5 million. But even 5 million is just only bare minimum. So the only way to break even is by around 10 million at this point of time. So the thing is, right, I talk about this, that maybe there is also a possibility that maybe the employee are embezzling the fund, or the company have a high-paying CEO for the company. So obviously those eat up a lot, like I mentioned, salary eat up the fund. The thing is, right, at the end of the day, it still kind of like doesn't worth any point of time when they love to gaslight people, thinking that the game is just basically gamers don't like it and people are just come up with excuses for them. I think that at this point of time, it's just basically the one that coming out with excuses. It's just game journalists and game company. And we can't really like blame them for it, which is the reason why I say I don't trust Westerner at this point of time. Considering that last time I talked about it, it's just that their journalists are lying as much as the game company are as so. Even right now, there is trying to spread the rumor about that they had made $1 million. I mean, 1 million copies. So, sorry about that. The thing is, right, a lot of people need to understand that I think very likely that it may be not a million copy, but $1 million. And I actually do have reason for that. Considering that they had talked about how they are earning money and trying to have a lot of people going up, trying to like so-called find out the whistleblower. Obviously, if you tell that, hey, we got 1 million copy, but instead it might be, we just made $1 million. If they actually make $1 million, then it's just basically they just only back to Concord situation again, where the game take hundreds of millions dollars to create, but they only earn back just not even a percentage of it. So the thing is, right, it's really kind of looking bad for the company at this point of time. It's looking bad even for game journalists who is trying to defend the company. Because the more the game journalists trying to defend the company, obviously they are going to lose their reputation, they'll lose their credibility, they're also going to look bad. So when that actually happens, who will actually take a look or even trust the game journalist for information? Obviously no one. And considering that a lot of commentary, especially game commentary, there is like a lot of people out there with better source, with better information. Obviously people will look for them, will look and ask them instead of the game journalist at this point of time. Obviously there is no reason to even trust the site anymore. So the thing is, right, at this point, guess the only way for the game journalist to go about is gaslighting. I mean, like, I even think that the 100 copy might be $1 million, but the thing is, right, we still do not know the exact amount. Company can lie about their amount at this point of time. So if they're trying to gaslight people saying that they sell 1 million copy, when there's already cancellation, when there's people trying to refund the game, when the game is already like resell at even like $14 a buck a game along the line, obviously this does not look good for the company. But again, we won't know the full amount of how they actually make, but that will probably be leave for future random chat. But the second thing that I do, like I mentioned, kind of like a little bit more, was the game journalist trying to like gaslight people, thinking that, hey, game is good or whatsoever. Again, they're also the one who call up the list, or trying to like call the list of the not recommend or recommend when there's hugely successful title in the game. But what people need to understand that they are also the game company or the game side, so to be exact, the game's journal company at this point of time, where they kind of like trying to say that the game company is actually not like the game company or the game nowadays is bad. One of the funny thing is, right, IGN recently trying to backtrack on themselves. They're trying to like say that, hey, we need to gain back our trust, we need to gain back our reputation. So what is the best way to go? Guess like people saying that, oh, we also think that games like Dragon Age the Veilguard is bad. It's not what game people would love to go for. If they hire a new people who is worth to trust, obviously people can see who is the one who will come up with the article. But when they go and search, it's the same person who talk badly about gamers and talk good about the company, and then they backtrack again, talk that gamers are good, game company are bad. When the same company go and say that, oh, the game is actually very, very good. Oh, I can't even trust IGN at this point of time. So the thing is, right, often more than not, like I mentioned, they trying to guess like gamers, sorry, saying that they are the one to trust to look for source when you can't even trust them anymore at this point of time, is that if they if IGN really want to gain better trust, kick all the all the people who love to talk badly about gamers, those people who are biased, people who are activities, who love to talk badly about games, don't hire those. Just kick them up. And while at it, might as well just publicly admit to everyone that who have left the company. But again, at this point of time, the way to save that company for or game site company or game review company is really this one of the way to go. But at the end of the day, who can they trust to write a good article at this point of time? No one. So the only way is like when they kind of like drag themselves down the mud, obviously it doesn't look good for them. And even more so that even one of my favorite game company to trash at this point of time is basically Assassin's Creed decided to take more money by using BattlePass. Ubisoft! When we need more money, we make more money by squeezing from our audience. It's really kind of ridiculous at this point of time that when everything else fails, what is the best way to squeeze out of their audience who is still supporting them? Squeeze their money and guess like that. Oh, we can give you early game weapon. It's good for you. Trying to guess that even their remaining supporter, squeezing them dry, so that it can keep the company flowing by doing the same thing again and again and again. So at the end of the day, who is the one supporting them? They're just like those who support Ubisoft at this point of time. They're just gaslighting you guys that, hey, BattlePass early game weapon, good for you guys, right? You're just paying more and more for what? I mean, like for me, I've played Genshin, I play Warframe, I play Zenless, all these things, right? I pay a little bit of money, yes, I can't deny that. But when the company itself is like trying to squeeze it out of money after an expensive game itself, a game that costs you like 60 to 100, and now they're still trying to squeeze you some more money, and you still want to support the company, yeah, go ahead. By the time when you start complaining about you have no money, that's on you, not on us, right? So the thing is, right, Ubisoft also not just only did ridiculous thing trying to squeeze out their audience or supporter, they even trying to highlight people saying that, oh, we got a character collaboration, we got 2B, which seems to like too beef. Dude, how can they mess up a beloved character that is not only the title of a robot, with technically a cyborg with a sexy body, they decided to say that it's a man, not a robot. And censorship at the very best, because if anyone want to know, right, this white part over here, that seems like the type, because they can't show panty shape along the line. So yeah, it's really kind of like just show that how Ubisoft is really just adding their propaganda, or they just can't serve out a good game at this point of time. Considering that even sexy lady just doesn't even look sexy at this point of time, and even more so they're trying to hold on the line. Even if they say that, oh, this is the best they can do, and Game Journey trying to say this is the best they can do. Just like how Bioware trying to find their whistleblower, how a lot of game journalists and game companies trying to gaslight the people. I think one of the line within the Bioware the Dragon Age the Veilguard line seems to hit it very hard at this moment of time. Oh, they're still holding it! Sorry. But hey, at the end of the day, this is just my speculative thought, it's just a random chat. Whether you agree or disagree, or whether you have your own point of view, do write in the comment section, we can discuss it further. If not, if you do like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat where I talk about stuff that sometimes makes sense, doesn't make sense. But the one thing I will not try to do to you is gaslighting people at this point in time, because that will hurt my reputation more than anything else. But hey, I just hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye.